What's up, explorers? Welcome back to our channel. We're the Choose here from Choose to Explore, where we teach you guys how to see the world
and save $1.
So we're here in the beautiful Waldorf Astoria Platte Island, which is a private island just for us in the middle of the Indian Ocean in the islands of the Seychelles, East Africa. So here being a private island, you're limited to just the food that is here on this island. The nearest island is like kilometers away, so you can't just go around the corner to McDonald's. So you have to eat what's here. But don't worry, we got you covered. We'll give you guys all you need to know about the restaurants, food, bars, experiences here at the Waldorf Astoria Platte Island. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this one. So our first dinner is going to be at Maison de Epices, and this is Creole Latin Infusion, and so far the ambiance is spectacular here. We have a great waiter named Gino, and he's Seychellois, so it's really good that we're eating Seychellois food from Seychellois people. We met the chef, and he was really nice as well.
So enjoy. Ask me any question. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you. And today they said they're going to put us through a food journey. I got a virgin mocktail, and this is so good. It doesn't need any alcohol at all. For our starter, we got a turmeric bread with a fish spread and also a nice pesto dressing. So far, really good.
So to start, I actually ordered the fire cocktail. So they have different cocktails based on different elements of the earth. So I went with the fire option, and it was a really good selection. So the presentation was incredible. So it comes out and there's a bubble, there's smoke, there's fire, it's spicy, it's delicious. I highly recommend you try it if you do come here.
So next thing, we got 3 different food items, all little small plates that are shareable. Seafood, which is fresh right here from Seychelles. The first thing I got 3 different kinds of smoked fish. So the first one was there was a red snapper, there was a...
I don't remember, but they were all good.
Yeah, I forget the other 2, but phenomenal, like so good.
We also got a palm salad, which was really delicious, really, really good, different flavors. There was a little bit of spiciness, some sweetness. It was really nice to eat.
And the last one that they ordered for us was the octopus. Now the octopus was underneath a turmeric bed and with some tomato. And listen, I'm not even a huge fan of octopus, so I was a little bit worried about it. But if you guys can see what the after footage of this food looks like, you know that we thoroughly enjoyed it. The octopus had lots of flavor. It was not like really chewy, cooked to perfection. Highly recommend these guys. One thing that I love about this restaurant is everything is intentional and it's very intimate. So since we've been here, we met all the different chefs. Well, we met 3 different chefs, and everybody has a story for a reason for why they made the dish the way that it is. Whether it's their grandma's recipe, whether it's based on the elements that are here in Seychelles. There's so many different flavors, stories, and traditions behind the food. So when you walk in, you see these different jars. And the interesting thing about these jars are these are the real ingredients that they cook with. So you know exactly what you're eating because it's here presented to you. Everything is local, handmade, right here in Seychelles. So I had to make space for the desserts. So Liv and I tried multiple desserts. So I got the cassava cake with the vanilla ice cream. And let me just say, I'm typically an adventurous eater, and the vanilla ice cream was the best vanilla ice cream I've ever had. I'm not sure what was in it, but it was amazing. Also, I had the soursop ice cream as well as the 4 spices. And soursop is my favorite fruit, and they did not miss on the soursop ice cream. And the 4 spices, I'm unsure what spices they are, but it was definitely an interesting flavor that I've never tasted before. And Liv got the colada creme brulee, and this is her first creme brulee, and she was blown away by it. That was her favorite dessert. So definitely recommend trying everything here.
So we just had a really incredible coffee experience with the master barista himself, Dennis, and it was really, really fun. I'm a coffee lover, so this was very enjoyable for me. I got to see all the different types of coffee beans, got to smell the different aromas, got to learn about the different processes, and it was really great. He also made me my very own customized cup of coffee, so that was incredible as well.
As a person who does not drink a lot of coffee, what really intrigued me is the different varieties of beans beans that are there around the world. The traveler in me was super excited in this coffee experience because we got to try beans from Tanzania, Central America, and even coffee right here in Seychelles. And each one of these beans had different flavors that you can definitely tell the difference. My favorite experience was the cold brew, which actually takes 6 hours, and it has a coconut infusion that drips all the way up down to the bottom, and it was so good. On my nose, I definitely smelled the coconut, but they also have one that also has like a fruit,
a berry infusion.
A berry infusion, and
cold brew.
Very good. I like the cold brew better than hot coffee, especially when it's 98 degrees over here. But overall, it was an amazing experience, and I definitely would recommend to go get some coffee and go talk to my boy Dennis.
Yes, for sure. And if you're not a coffee person, they also have different teas and infusions to try as well. So check it out.
So for our second night, we had dinner at Moulin, which is a plant-based restaurant, and it was amazing. It was truly an experience. So as soon as you walk in, the first thing you notice is the amazing decor and the ambiance of the place. They truly pay attention to the little details, and that's what makes this restaurant so unique, the details. First thing that you'll notice is these big containers of food items, and these ingredients are actually what you are going to eat throughout this journey.
So everything's right there on display, and there's really no secrets in what's in the food. You know exactly what's going into what you're eating.
Even something as small as the show plates when you walk in, they're actually in the shape of the island, and it's made by a local Seychellois artist who only made 100 of these. And if you look at the bottom, they even have a number on them letting you know which number of the 100 they are. So throughout our whole experience, we got to meet the different staff members and chefs, and each one of them played an integral part of the dining experience.
So there were 7 courses in total. So as soon as we walked in, we started with a delicious mushroom dish that was incredible. And right after the mushroom, we were given a tea that allowed us to clear our palate, and that was a delicious, refreshing tea as well. And next up, we had a root soup, and the presentation was incredible. As soon as they brought it out, they actually poured it over, and it was just sensational. You smelled the aromas, and it was just incredible.
What I really liked about this dish is not just the flavors, but the different textures and the aromas and the fragrances. This dish really brought out all of my senses.
And then afterwards, we had a delicious bouquet salad, which was incredible as well.
So we were instructed to mix all the items together, and with every single bite, you had different flavors, and I love this one as well.
The next course was a broccoli and coconut dish, and this was really great as well. This might have been my favorite.
You might be thinking I'm going through this lavish 7-course meal, and why am I getting broccoli? But it actually takes them several days in order to prepare this broccoli, and it also has this coconut emulsion and this nice granola, which gives it a savory crunch. So I really like this broccoli.
Yes, a lot goes into it, and you can tell by the taste it's delicious. And I know I thought that was my favorite, but then the next entree was actually my favorite, and that was the sweet potato and beetroot. And that was really incredible because I don't usually eat beets. These beets were pickled and they were delicious, incredible.
Yeah, usually to me beets have like a earthy flavor, but I didn't taste that at all. The sweet potato underneath it really highlighted and brought out some sweetness in it, and then also the coconut curry that's there was amazing. Also for me, luckily enough, I'm not a vegetarian like Liv is, so they also gave me the option to add a protein. So I added the red snapper, which is locally caught here in Seychelles, and it was amazing. I loved this. It was very fresh, good, and went really well with that curry dressing as well.
And then it was time for dessert. So they started us off with a coconut passion fruit sorbet. And this is not like your ordinary sorbet at all. It's essentially the coconut sorbet, and then it's encrusted and it's covered in, I guess, a chocolate. I'm not very sure. I don't remember, but it was incredible. It tasted delicious. And then it was topped with hardened sugar, and it was just really delicious. Loved all the textures and all the flavors. It was so good.
Underneath it, they had this thing called tepache, I believe it, tepache. I didn't know what it was, so I Googled it, and it's actually like a fermented, like pineapple drink. It's actually Mexican, and it gave some like bitterness to kind of tone down some of that sweetness, and I really like that as well.
Yes. But the dessert didn't stop there. Then we had a delicious berries dessert, and it had raspberry cake, it had a raspberry on top, and it had a gold flake on top. And that was just really incredible. Also, some chocolate was infused in there as well, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
So overall, our experience here with Moulin was amazing. We had good flavors, we had personable staff.
Yes.
We knew all the ingredients, and every single item had its own story, which I really loved. So I definitely recommend eating here. It is, I would say, on the lighter side. Each one of these dishes are going to be like smaller portions, but overall, I highly recommend it.
Yes, after eating here, I can't eat anywhere average ever again. So after the sunset cruise, we end up going to Lalin, which is a really nice, elegant rooftop bar, and it has incredible views of the ocean, and it's really nice to go there during sunset as well. And then afterwards, when the sun sets, you see the beautiful stars lit up at night, and it's really romantic, really nice. So we actually got 2 different drinks. I got 2 cocktails, and he ended up getting 2 mocktails, and they both were incredible. It had a lot of fresh ingredients. They sweeten it directly with the berries, and it's so delicious. All the drinks, definitely recommend. So my drink included some Takamaka rum, which is actually a local rum from Seychelles, and actually they have their own special type of Takamaka rum right here in Platte Island that's only available here at the Waldorf Astoria, so it's very exclusive and it made it very special.
Alright, and the third restaurant is the restaurant that we actually ate at pretty much every day, and that is La Perle. So everybody eats here for breakfast every day. Lunch, they're the only one that is open for lunch, and then dinner, they also have dinner service, which is actually the same menu as their lunch. Now, let's talk about breakfast. So because we're Diamond members, we get free breakfast or complimentary breakfast included in our stay, and it is a la carte, so you order whatever you like. And I like this better because it's more intimate. You know that your food is made to order and it's not just sitting out for long periods of time, and there's a lot of different options.
We always started off with the yogurt that was fresh. They used the coconuts that are right here from the island to make this yogurt, with their granola that's straight from the island as well. That was very delicious.
So about that yogurt, so it takes about 15 coconuts in order to make that yogurt. But right here on Platte Island, it used to be a coconut plantation, so there is a plethora of coconuts. Let's hope that it stays that way, because all the yogurt that we were eating, I don't know. Then every day we also got the fruit platter. Now the fruit platter is a little bit different because every day that we are there, they switch up the fruits. So you have some staples like watermelon, pineapple, grapes, kiwis, but it always changes. Sometimes they have dragon fruit. Today we had a persimmon.
Yeah.
They have just pineapples. They have a lot of different fruit, and also the maracuya. What do you call
Passion
it?
fruit.
Passion fruit. Yeah. So yeah. Always start with those 2, but they also have other like breads and things. So my favorite that I got every day was the scrambled egg with the pancetta, and that one is great. Open fisted sandwich, really good. And I loved the shakshuka. If you're gonna get one thing, I personally recommend getting the shakshuka.
So my favorite is definitely the avocado toast. I also really enjoyed the pancake, which had Nutella as well as syrup and some fruit along with it. So it's really great because you can mix and match what you want to order from day to day, because a lot of these things are pretty filling.
So one thing that I will note is that the menu does stay the same all throughout our 6-day stay. Maybe that will change in the future, but as of right now, that's our experience. It was not a problem because there's so much variety on the menu that we could mix it up every day, but definitely something to note. So that is really just breakfast, but the lunch and dinner options, I really like being in La Perle because especially during the sunset, you have amazing views of the pool and the ocean. And here's a pro tip: if you want to save money here, La Perle is the most affordable in terms of food and dining. So this one is Mediterranean dining. I had the Wagyu beef, which was really good, really nice flavor on it. It is on a lighter side, but very flavorful. And also, my favorite would be the 12-hour braised pappardelle with the fava beans. This one I highly recommend as well.
So I actually really enjoyed the pharmacy pizza. It's probably my favorite thing that I ate on this entire island. It was so good. It was pizza. It had this coconut tzatziki, which was something that I never tasted before in my life. It was incredible. And there was also mushrooms, there was peppers. I mean, it was delicious. I'm going to be dreaming about that for a long time.
Also, the staff at all the restaurants were phenomenal. So they all recognized us, called us by our names. And that's the thing that I really like about this hotel, is that it's a real personalized experience. Everybody listens to you, everybody talks to each other, everybody reaches out to each other, which is something that I love, especially when you're here.
Yeah, it makes you feel right at home.